Good evening. My name is Yazin Soto and welcome to the first episode of SHU TV's newest show, The Hall Zone. For our first episode, we'll talk about the upcoming Seton Hall men's basketball team, MLB playoffs, and NFL weeks 3 and 4. Following our sports news, we will move to our debate segment and finally wrap things up with our segment, Deckside Chats, an open discussion between 4 Seton Hall students. So stick around to the end. Seton Hall men's basketball off-season is finally coming to an anticipated close as the new season approaches. The team welcomed a new player during the off-season, freshman Naarah Hines. Hines is a forward coming from Plainfield High School to play for the team. Season tickets to see him and the other players in upcoming games have officially become available for purchase online. The Pirates' first game is set for an early November against St. Peter's at the Prudential Center. We wish our Pirates good luck in their preparing for the start of their season.
Welcome to Pirate Perspectives. My name is Manny Pereira.
My name is Tyler Seabreeze.
And I'm Sam Stinson, and today we'll be walking around Seton Hall asking the Pirates about NFL Week 4 and MLB playoffs.
Hello, I'm here with
Asher.
All right, so who do you got between the Packers and the Cowboys, and why?
I'm going to have to give it to the Packers. I think the Cowboys kind of handed them the win when they gave them Micah Parsons. I mean, I hate the Packers as much as the next guy. I know everyone hates the Cowboys, but I kind of like them. They're cool. I'm cheering on the Cowboys, but realistically, give me the Packers.
So another big NFC matchup, Eagles-Bucks. Who do you got and why?
You know what? I love Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's great. The Eagles' offense has looked a little slow. I'm going to have to go with the upset and go with the Bucks there, actually, yeah.
Just as the men's basketball season is around the corner, so is the MLB playoffs. The AL West season is currently ongoing with Seattle Mariners and the Houston Astros fighting for the final wild card spot. While the Toronto Blue Jays are currently leading the AL, the New York Yankees are giving them a run for their money late in the season. The Milwaukee Brewers and the Philadelphia Phillies have secured playoff spots in the NL, with the Phillies clinching the division title for the NL East, while the LA Dodgers are still in a battle with the San Diego Padres for the division crown. The Chicago Cubs have clinched their playoff spot, but the San Diego Padres, San Francisco Giants, Cincinnati Reds, New York Mets, and Arizona Diamondbacks are still lurking for a wild card spot. It looks like it will come down to the wire for these playoff spots, so buckle in. The NFL Week 3 did not disappoint with a close game covering all windows. On September 18th, the Miami Dolphins faced off against the Buffalo Bills in a brutal roughing. The score coming to 31-21, with the Bills obtaining the winning score. Costly penalties by the Dolphins in the fourth quarter, including a roughing the punter penalty by DT Zach Saylor, and in the late interpretation by Tua Tagovailoa, helped the Bills continue their undefeated season. Bills quarterback Josh Allen managed to throw 213 yards and 3 touchdowns in the win. Some more scores in the early window saw the Jaguars, Vikings, Colts, Commanders, Panthers, Eagles, Browns, Buccaneers, and Steelers coming out with wins. The highlight for this week, however, is the Eagles with a game-winning blocked field goal against the Rams to improve to 3-0.
All right, who am I here with?
Tyler Centeno.
All right, first game, we got Ravens-Chiefs. Ravens are away. Who do you got winning and why?
I want the Ravens to win because my best friend's a Ravens fan, and I don't like the Chiefs because I'm a Niners fan.
Between the Ravens and the Chiefs, who do you think's going to win?
I think the Ravens are going to win. The Chiefs aren't looking too good right now, so I think the Ravens look great, so I think they're going to win.
The Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks are set to go against each other on Thursday, September 25th at 8:15 p.m. The Cardinals are favored to win in this matchup, but it's a close margin. We'll cover all week 4 score-ups updates in the next episode, but stay tuned as we head to our debate segment.
Welcome to the Anchor Point, the official debate show of the Hall Zone. I'm Matthew Miller, and I will be your moderator, followed by our 2 debaters, Tyler Seabreeze and Jeremy Sun. Our panelists will talk about the Super Bowl and World Series favorites and if politics should be a place in sports. All right, let's get right into this. So let's start off with the Super Bowl. All right, Tyler, what have you got for us? Who's going to the Super Bowl? Tell us why.
Well, today, I think that the Eagles will be in the Super Bowl once again. Obviously, last year, they were the most dominant team in the league, and all they did was bring everybody back. Your young guys like Quinyon Mitchell, who was a rookie last year, and Cooper DeJean, another superstar corner who's young and a rookie, building that defense up, along with the dominant defensive front with Jalen Carter. You have Jordan Davis, the big D tackles in the middle, and then you have Zach Bond leading that linebacking core, I think. And that's not even getting into the offense. You have Jalen Hurts, top 5 quarterback, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, even Jahan Dotson.
All right, thanks, Ty. That's a great answer. All right, now let's push that question over to Jeremy. What are your teams? Who's going to the Super Bowl?
I have the Ravens going to the Super Bowl. Like, you got guys like Lamar Jackson, who is a dual threat quarterback. Like, their offense has been on fire since the start of the year. Their defense hasn't necessarily been the best. Their offense line is okay at best, but you got guys like Lamar Jackson who could run the ball and he could throw, and he's had over 700 passing yards this year, and he's thrown 9 touchdowns. Like, those are MVP type numbers. Like, he's won MVP in the past. Like, I don't see why he shouldn't win MVP, and which would be the big part of the reason why the Ravens win a Super Bowl. But you also have guys like Mark Andrews, who had 2 touchdowns last game, and he has 96 receiving yards on the year. And you also got guys like Derrick Henry, who helped the running game, not just Lamar Jackson himself. Like, Derrick Henry has over 200 rushing yards this year. But the only problem with him is just the fumbles. But with fumbles, you could fix that. It's just he's gained the yards and the production. That's the most important part.
I understand. I think, honestly, I have that same viewpoint with the Ravens because, since John Harbaugh, since the year 2020, the Ravens have blown 7 double-digit leads in the fourth quarter. Time and time again, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens cannot get it done in the playoffs. And I don't think it's a Lamar Jackson issue. I think it's an offensive coordinator issue. Todd Monken, just when it comes down to running the football in the playoffs, he does not do it. They do not execute.
All right, let's go on to the second question, the second topic of the debate, where we will be discussing who you have going to the World Series. What do we got, Jeremy?
I got the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're at 88 wins currently, 2 games ahead of the Padres, but if they win 2 more games, I believe they should clinch the NL West. They've already clinched the playoff spot. The 2024 Dodgers are the only team ever with the new MLB playoff format to win the World Series. Like, you got guys like Mookie Betts, a superstar who's not having a great season. He's batting over 300 in his last 30 games, and at the start of August, he was batting just under 220.
I'm going with the Seattle Mariners. Now, to his point, if they win their division, which they should, they're in line to win, will be the 3 seed, which means they will not get a bye, which is a great point, and I love that point that he brought it up. But I think for the Mariners, the difference is they've won 14 out of their last 15 games. They just have it done.
Yeah. All right. So who are the Dodgers going to be playing then?
I think the Dodgers and Mariners series could be great because, like you said, pitching. The Dodgers have, I believe, the best pitching staff in the MLB. You got guys like Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who has a 2.58 ERA in his second season. Like, he's averaging at least 8 strikeouts per start, and against that start versus the Orioles, he almost had a no-hitter. You got guys like Blake Snell. He's missed 3 months, and he only has a 2.4 with 67 Ks. Glasnow also missed 3 months, and he only has a 3.3. Even like guys like Kershaw, who's on their back end of their career, who's 37, who's retiring at the end of the season, has a 3.5 ERA. Also, you got guys like Sheehan, who didn't pitch all last year because of Tommy John surgery. Like, his last 2 home starts, he has 20 strikeouts combined, and he has a 2.86 on the season.
So that point I agree with. But with the Dodgers, my issue is it is that bullpen. I think they lean on Tanner Scott too much, and he's not the guy that they got from San Diego. You know, he's blown a lot of leads in the regular season. I can't imagine what a high octane, high pressure situation in the playoffs is going to look like, especially if it ends up being in the World Series. I can't see the Dodgers getting past the Phillies just the way that their roster is built. The Dodgers, they have great starting pitching, as he's pointed out, but also they've struggled with injuries the entire year. The Phillies have a big injury with Zach Wheeler, but they've found ways. They have more depth in their rotation. The Dodgers have 7 or 8 guys, but most of them have been hurt all year. I just think that the way the Phillies have a great bullpen too. Orion Kerkering, great guy, out of the pen, very reliable for Rob Thompson. I think Rob Thompson gets a bad rap for managerial decisions in the regular season, but when it comes time to the playoffs, it's a short leash. He's got guys in the pen that he can rely on, and I just think that the Phillies can make a great run. The Phillies crush right-handed pitching. They're the best team against right-handed pitching in the entire league. Therefore, I think the Phillies just have the best roster construction to run through not only the National League, but the entire playoff picture as well, and I think they'll win the World Series.
All right, so we got the Phillies and the Mariners and the Dodgers going for another World Series.
My hero today?
Izzy.
So between the Ravens and the Chiefs, who do you think's going to win?
I'm going to say the Ravens. Chiefs have not been on the roll so far this season, so I'm going to go with the Ravens.
It's a good pick. And between the Eagles and the Bucks, who do you think's going to win?
Oh, that's easy, Eagles. Eagles.
Why is that?
Because, they've been on a roll, ever since Super Bowl win, so, and they've been keeping it going. They're a good team.
Welcome to Deckside Chats, our open discussion segment. I'm Sanaya Jones, joined by Sam Stinson, Anthony Vega, and Matthew Malchiotti. So guys, what do we think about Patrick Mahomes? Do we feel that he is the best quarterback?
I'm going to have to disagree with you very hard on that one. I feel like Josh Allen is the better quarterback, and honestly, Patrick Mahomes doesn't even crack the top 5 QBs of all time.
Patrick Mahomes is not the best NFL quarterback right now. I could even argue that he's not even a top 5 quarterback right now. I believe Josh Allen, I agree with you there, definitely Josh Allen. Lamar Jackson, even though they lost yesterday, he got sacked 7 times, so he couldn't really perform well. And when they're at their best, I think Justin Herbert and Jalen Hurts are definitely up there. Jalen Hurts obviously is not a passing quarterback. They run a run-first offense, but he can still facilitate a team to get them into scoring position.
So moving on, guys, who do we think is going to be in the NBA championships?
I feel like every New York Knicks fan has been saying this for the past couple decades, but I really do believe that this could definitely be their year. They just hired their new coach, Mike Brown. Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns might very well be arguably the best duo in the NBA right now. So you could definitely see a lot of positive limelight towards the Knicks being in favor to win the NBA Finals this year.
I see a possibility of there being a legitimate back-to-back champion with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I know we live in a time where a lot of basketball, there's a lot of parity in it. We have, going from the era of the Golden State Warriors with Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant to now with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams. That young core is still really together, and they do have a legitimate shot. They didn't lose many key pieces. They're adding first-round pick from last year, Nicole Topic, back from an ACL injury. I know losing Thomas Sorber hurts. That's going to require more minutes from Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein, mainly Chet's ability to stay healthy. But the Thunder depth, I think, is just second to none in my eyes in the terms of the game of basketball, to where I just see them very closely, but I think they will win the NBA championship again this year.
So moving on to fantasy football, what are we thinking about that?
You guys go have fun with that.
You go first, man.
Are you share my team first?
Yeah.
All right.
What do you got for us, Sam?
So actually, at quarterback, I have Patrick Mahomes, unironically. I got Saquon Barkley at the running back. Running back 2, I got Chase Brown, who's going to get a lot of reps this year with Joe Burrow being down. A.J. Brown, who hasn't been doing well, but they're going to trust Jalen Hurts more to throw the ball. Garrett Wilson, Sam Laporta, who's got Jared Goff. We talked about him. James Cook, who has been fantastic this year. Javonte Williams, who has also been really good this year. I got the Steelers defense. And then I got Matt Prater, a kicker, who's not been that good.
In my eyes, after looking through the stats, the best quarterback in the NFL, Lamar Jackson. Running backs, rather disappointing start to the year, but hopefully you'll begin to pick it up. Omarion Hampton as well as Bucky Irving. Wide receivers, I have Zay Flowers and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Tight end, I went with your Pittsburgh Steeler, Jonnu Smith. My defense, I have the San Francisco 49ers. I know losing Nick Bosa is very tough for that team, but Robert Sala is an excellent defensive mind. He was there previously in San Francisco, and he got a lot of success there. I think that success will continue. Kicker, I have Cameron Dicker of the Los Angeles Chargers. Pro Bowl kicker, one of the better kickers in the league, and Jason Sanders also got hurt, so that was one of the main reasons.
That's all the time we have today. Thank you for joining us on the first episode of The Hall Zone. Good night.